welcome to Nikita's Kitchen. In today's episode, I'm going to be showing you how to make the best vanilla cupcakes. So the things you will need for this will be flour, sugar, 2 eggs, vanilla extract, butter, and milk. So let's get started. So you'll also need a stand mixer with a paddle attachment. So you'll need your stand mixer today or a hand mixer, whichever. But if you are using your stand mixer, it's very important that you use your K-type hook so that your cupcakes will become light and fluffy. So you want to preheat your oven to 180 degrees and you want to pre-line your cupcake tray with the liners, but you can just use butter, but I think it's easier just to put it with the... So now we're going to start off by sifting our dry ingredients. It is very important to sift your dry ingredients like your flour and your sugar because you want it to come out nice and fluffy and have no lumps when you're eating the cake. So I'm going to start off by putting in my flour. This is 400 grams of self-rising flour, but if you don't have self-rising flour, you can add in a teaspoon of baking soda. So I'm going to start off by taking my spoon and just mixing it around just so that it goes into the bowl. You can use your hand. And you want to do the same thing with your sugar. So the first thing that you want to do is cream together your butter and sugar. But first you're going to have to sift your sugar. So now that you've sifted your sugar, it's time to add in your butter. Now your butter needs to be at room temperature, so not cold but not melted. So it should be soft enough that you can just put your finger through it. And now you're going to put that through into your bowl and you're going to put it into your mixer and then add the paddle attachment. And now you're going to whisk it on low just until it begins to cream together. So it should look like this, and what you're going to do now is take your spatula and scrape down the sides of the bowl. So now what you're going to do is add your flour, and I've already pre-sifted this. And I'm just going to add it into the bowl. Now you're not going to add all of it at once, just half of it. And you're going to add in 1 egg. And just crack that in there. And then you're going to add in 1 cup of milk, but probably just half of it. Just until it kind of looks like this. So you're going to put it back onto the mixer and beat it on low just until it starts to incorporate. So now it kind of looks like dough, and this is when you're going to add in the rest of your flour. The rest of your milk. And your egg. And then you're just going to put it back in and beat it on low, mix it on low. So once you've combined your ingredients together, your batter should not look very runny, but it shouldn't look stiff. But when you take it out, you will see that stiff peaks start to form and it's not running out. And that's how you know that your batter is good. So now that you have your basic cupcake recipe, now's the chance for you to add in any kind of flavoring of your choice. And I've gone with this vanilla extract. And you're going to add in about a capful of the vanilla extract. So now that you've finished your cake batter, it's time to put it into the cases. So I'm just going to take a spoonful of the cupcake batter and scoop it into my cupcake case. I think you could add in about 2 for each. I've filled the cupcake cases with the batter, and what you're going to do is just tap it on the surface to get rid of any of the air bubbles. So you're going to put it in the oven on 180 degrees for 20 minutes, or until the skewer put into the middle comes out clean. So my cupcakes are out of the oven, and I just tested it with a skewer to see if it came out. So you want to take your knife or your skewer or anything to poke in. A fork works well too. So you're just going to take it and poke it right through the middle and out. And if it comes out clean, just like this one, you know that it's done. So now it's time to start with the buttercream frosting. And what I've done is I've just put in some room temperature butter. It's around 125 grams of butter on a really low speed. Now that I've creamed my butter together, it should look like this. And I know it looks kind of yellow, but depending on where you live, I mean, if you live in America, your butter is more white, but here it's a bit yellow. So it does look like it's starting to melt, but this is when we add in our icing sugar, and this is when it starts to fall. Just a bit rough. You don't really need to have specific measurements with this, just a little bit. And then you need just so that it doesn't cloud. And just mix it together. So now I'm going to add in my vanilla extract, mix it, and add some milk. So now that my cupcakes have cooled, they've had plenty of time to cool, I put them into the fridge for around 5 to 10 minutes, just so that they could have some extra cooling time. I've also made my frosting, and I've put it into a Ziploc bag, and I've just cut the tip off. So I'm going to show you how to frost a cupcake. So you want to hold your frosting bag however you really want to. It doesn't really matter. I like to hold mine with it. It's like my fingers are kind of touching, but it really depends how you like it. So you're going to start off by adding a little bit of pressure, but not too much pressure, because the bag can open up and the frosting will come out the other way. So you want to make sure that you're holding your piping bag however you really feel comfortable doing it. And you're going to start by frosting. So you're going to frost the middle, work your way around, come back, and out. It's now time to decorate it. And what I've got over here are some little Easter-themed sugar candies. And I'm just going to place one on top. Put the Easter egg one on top. And I think I like this one, so I'm going to put it there. It looks really pretty and it's really nice.